I'm Megan Burton, and I volunteer with the Boulder County Victim Assistance Program.
Natalie Clark. I am with the Victim Assistance Program at Boulder County Sheriff, formerly Victim Impact.
I'm Deborah Summers, and we all are on-scene victim advocates.
Which means that when there is an incident where there is someone impacted, either because of victims' rights, crime has been committed, or someone is experiencing trauma or tragedy, law enforcement asks for our assistance, and we are dispatched to go on scene and offer resources and support.
We have an outreach group, too, that deals with victims after the fact, and they'll do phone calls and resourcing that way. We respond on scene with law enforcement in the moment.
And we're part of a much larger team. There's a team of a couple dozen people who respond in small teams throughout 24/7 throughout the year.
We are really good at debriefing with each other. We kind of check in and are aware, if peripherally, what the other people get called out on. And so if there's need for support, you need to debrief. How did you handle that? At our monthly meetings, there's an opportunity for advocates that were on calls the previous month. If they had scenes that they want to debrief or talk about, it gets opened up to the group, and we can kind of support them, because it can be where we drop in on people we don't know in arguably one of the worst days of their lives, and are expected to, outside in the rain, in their basement, help them navigate what this next few hours are going to look like.
Self-care is a big part of the training that we go through. There's about 40 hours of training before you can become a victim advocate, and self-care is a big part of that. And we also are very conscious of watching each other and taking care of each other as well. And law enforcement is very respectful of that as well.
So there's a whole phenomenon of secondary trauma that it kind of bleeds over onto you when we're on these scenes. So we're very aware of that, and being able to take care of ourselves when we're out of that situation in the moment. It's about the victim.
I think for me, just being part of a community care system, no matter how victims receive us in the moment, whether they want us there, which they usually do, but occasionally, they don't. They know that the community cares for them, and that's very important to me, to be able to just care for, my community. Yeah.
Boulder County has an amazing plethora of resources for people who are affected by crime or tragedy. We go to unattended deaths and the like. There's a lot of support groups, there's a lot of materials, the crisis call line, and we give them all that information. They may or may not receive it in that moment, but they can also call our office at any time and get directions to those resources and help them know what's available for them processing going down the road.
And I think on an individual level, pain and suffering is part of being a human being. It's part of existing on the planet. And it's extremely comforting to me to know that there are people who show up for people who need it. And when someone's going through a really rough time, which can look any number of ways, to just be a face of love and a voice of comfort so that they don't have to experience it alone is really powerful. And I hope, my wish is that would be true and present for everyone who might need it. And it's an honor to be able to provide that in the cases when we're involved.